Hey there traders, hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back to the channel. So in this video guys, I just want to cover something like extremely important that a lot of traders are not doing coming into each week and coming into each session. As you can see over here, this is Friday's trading session. You can see there was this this massive drop here in the market, which was like 550 pips or roughly 500 to 600 pips, and a lot of traders may have blown their accounts or lost a significant amount of money on their account based on this move. And a lot of traders are not aware why this actually happened. And you can avoid all of this by a simple routine by actually checking your fundamentals and your news. It'll only take you like literally less than a minute to actually check each day before you look at trading any setups in the actual markets. So I just want to take you through my daily routine and exactly what I do to actually avoid all of this kind of thing, so that everything's all about risk management day to day. You got to keep tabs on your risk, and a huge thing people are not doing, which will prevent them from losing money, is actually checking the news, what's actually coming out for the day. Okay, so I'll just take you over to investing.com and just show you how mine is actually set up. Okay guys, so here in investing.com you can see I primarily trade the NASDAQ. So you can see under filters here I've only got the United Kingdom and the United States checked over there, right? So if you look at the market on Friday, it's shown as Saturday here because I'm in a different time zone, but this was Friday's trading session in New York in the States. But you can see here that I've also got my, you can check, where's this over here? So you can also set your time. So my time zone is here in Wellington and all that, so it's in plus 12. So you got to set your time zone in here, and you got to select your filters depending on the pair that you trade. But I'm trading the NASDAQ, so all I need is the US dollar ticked. So all I'm worried about is the US news, right? So you can see over here when you can select, let me just go back here, you can also select under filters the importance of the news. So I've got 2-star news and 3-star news checked for the actual United States dollar and the pound. Okay, so all depending on what you trade, you can set it like that. But you can see over here that there was a lot of news. People don't look. You can actually check the whole week's news, right? From Monday all the way up to Friday, you can actually check the whole week's news and even the following week. So, for me, Wednesday, I don't really trade in the New York session. Most of this news is in the New York session. I'm normally sleeping by then. So I'm primarily focused on the London session, and the reason is that because there's no news for the NASDAQ during the London session. So whatever pair you trade, you should actually trade it when there's no news around it. That's a big tip or a big secret to my success in trading, is that, like, just say for example you are trading the AUD USD, the best time to actually trade that would be during the London session, because there wouldn't be any news around it. Because AUD news comes out during the Sydney session, which is the Australian session, and then the US dollar news comes out during the US session. So if you're trading AUD USD during the London session, there won't be any news. But in my case, I'm trading the NASDAQ. So I'm primarily trading this either during the Asian session or during the London session, but primarily during the London session because there's no news. So if we look at that big move on the market on Friday, we can see here at 2 o'clock, or actually earlier, we can see that the news started happening, these 3-star news and stuff started happening at 12:30. But the big one that moved the market, you'll see over here, it was this Federal Powell. His name is Jerome Powell. He's the chairman, one of the chairpersons in the Federal Reserve of the United States. So you can see here there was a big speech by him, right? So if we go back to the chart, so you just remember this is at 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay guys, so back on TradingView, let's just go down to like the 15-minute time frame. So this is Friday's session. So you can see here on TradingView as well, I've got my time zone set as at plus 12. So this is the exact time according to the economic calendar as well. So on the economic calendar, I've got my time zone set there, And on TradingView, I've got my time zone set the same as well over here. So you can see here, if you look down here in the timeline here, time chart here, you can see at 2 o'clock, you can see this big volatility bar. This was at the time where the actual news, when the actual speech started. You can see here at 12:30 in the morning, you can also see there was that news release as well, which was 3-star news, and you can see the volatility in the market. But you can see when this Federal Jerome Powell started speaking, you can see how the market reacted with this huge volatility here. And then you can see how the market basically melted after that and just started crashing. So be fully aware of your news, okay, coming into the market. Have it part of my routine is to check the news and everything before I even look at the charts. I want to see what news is coming for the day. And I don't want to be trading or taking on any positions during when the news is going to happen. At least a couple of hours before the news and at least a couple of hours after the news. But I don't really worry about the news, as I said, because I'm trading during the London session and there is no news. So that's a big tip that I can give you guys, because it really, a lot of people lost money on this move going to the downside, and they don't have checking news as part of their routine at all, in the actual markets. So whenever you see 3-star news and all that coming out, if you're trading the NASDAQ or whatever you're trading, and it basically involves the US dollar, you must stay out of the market, because there's going to be major volatility most likely happening during when these results and so on come out, right? So you have the forecast here. You'll see that you'll have the forecast for the number, which is over here, and then you'll get the actual at the time of the release. So you can even see here there was, if you go back onto the charts, you will see some volatility happening because of this number over here. So it's very important to pay attention to this stuff, guys. So be very aware of those 3-star and 2-star news events that come out. You don't want to be trading during those news events. As I said before, I completely avoid those by trading the London session. So another thing you don't want to be doing is trading during the market open. So the New York Stock Exchange opens at 9:30 New York time. So if we change this to New York time, I'll just change it here. You can see here 9:30 New York time. If we look at the bottom on the time, you can see the amounts of volatility that started. This was roughly, I think this was just after that speech as well. So you can see the volatility. If we scroll back and you look at 9:30, you can see how the volatility started here at 9:30. So during these very volatile periods, you can see this is also 9:30 and the market shot up. You can see over here 9:30 and there's big volatility in the market. So I'm primarily avoiding the market opens, and also I'm avoiding trading the news, like during those news events. Lastly, guys, another thing you want to be really checking out for as well is the earnings reports. So if we look at the daily time frame, I'm going to go to my watch list. So make a list of the top 10 stocks in the NASDAQ, for example, at least the top 5. So the top 5 in the NASDAQ are Apple, Tesla, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and all of that. And every 3 months or so, there'll be a dividends report or an actual earnings report. So what you'll see is if you click on Apple here, you can see during earnings on the 28th of July, there was earnings. There's earnings on the 28th of April, and we can also see that on the 3rd of November, there will be earnings. So you need to keep tabs on the top 5 stocks, with at least the top 5 to top 10 stocks in the NASDAQ, and be aware of when the earnings reports are coming out. If we look at Apple, you can see that the earnings report on the 28th of July came out. So if we go back to the NASDAQ, so this was on the 28th of July. Let's just go back. So where's the 28th? So you can see here the 28th of July. Normally during the stock exchange open, there will be an earnings report release. Well, you can actually check out when that exact time is coming out. I'll show you how to do that. But you can see the volatility because of that Apple earnings report. You can see that major volatility in the NASDAQ. So keep tabs on earnings reports for Apple, Tesla, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Even on US oil, keep tabs on US oil. So you can also access the economic calendars to watch out for your news events here on tradingview.com. So you can see here all the numbers and everything are on here. You just have to come here and customize it. So you can see here I've got the United States and the Australian dollar ticked there, and everything is available for you here. I mainly use the investing.com. I'm more comfortable with using that. So you can also, if you click on here, if we click on Apple, if you come down here, you can actually see earnings dates and all these kind of things. Then you can see here the next earnings date. It'll give you a time and everything when it's coming out. So keep tabs on all these things, but the main point is that I'm trying to make here is that I don't trade the market open. So I don't even trade the London market open, and I don't trade the US Forex market open or the US stock exchange market open, because I don't want to get caught in moves like this and basically take unnecessary losses for no reason. So this is all part of risk management and just simple steps. I mean, it only takes you a few seconds to minutes to actually check the news for the day. I mean, you can actually look at it for the whole week. I'll just show you that. So back on here, I mean, we can even check for next week's news, US dollar news. So as you can see, guys, I'm only focusing on the NASDAQ because I don't want to be watching thousands of different pairs. I'm just focusing on the NASDAQ and trading moves in the NASDAQ because I want to keep my trading simple and effective. Okay, so we can even see next week there's going to be on Friday, there's non-farm payrolls. There's all these things that are going to drastically move the markets around. You can see here there's 3-star news. This is a big one that moves the markets. A lot of traders are not aware of this and they just trade blindly, during these news events, and it's just really actually stupid. Alright guys, so I really hope that this video helped. I really, this is super important. This is something that used to cause me to lose a bit of money. A lot of people are too lazy to check the news and they don't have a routine around checking the news, and they just lose unnecessary money. So they think that the market only moves with technicals, but the market moves both on technicals and fundamentals. So you got to pay attention to both. I'm primarily a technical trader, but I'm looking at these things because it's important, because they also move the market. All right, so I don't want to be trading technicals when the fundamentals and the news reports and all these things are coming out. So that's why I have a daily routine to actually check that before I even look at the markets. So please, guys, I know a guy, a friend of mine. I chat to a couple of traders on actual Messenger and WhatsApp and stuff, and there's one guy that I speak to, he doesn't check news and he doesn't use a stop loss. And, this guy, if he was trading on Saturday, more on Friday, he would have actually lost his whole account most likely, because he over leverages, he doesn't use a stop loss, and he doesn't check the news. So this is huge. It's very important that you do these kind of things day to day. Yeah, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment. And we're approaching 1,000 subscribers. So I really appreciate all of you guys who have subscribed and who watch the channel. And let's keep progressing. Let's keep getting better. Let's keep improving. Simple things like this can help you improve your trading and help you reach your goals, your trading goals. Okay, because one thing is making profits, and the most important thing is actually holding onto those profits and not giving them away easily, when you can just avoid giving back profits so easily by just paying attention to news events and fundamental things that literally take you less than a minute to actually check. So hope you guys have a good trading week next week, and I'll keep you guys posted in the next video. Cheers, guys.